Hello guys, and welcome to the instructional video that accompanies my TvZ guide. Or more importantly, welcome to this guide on how to beat Livibee, confirmed GM. In this replay, I will be showing you my first person view as I face this confirmed Grandmaster and behemoth of Zerg, Livibee, who is obviously really skilled. Now there are a couple things you have to do during this game, and I will point them out as I go along. So the first thing you're going to want to do is not say good luck, have fun, because she's a Grandmaster and she doesn't need it. Now as you see here, there's not much to do in the early game, so I just kind of set up my hotkeys a little bit, set up my rallies, and I am worker stacking my SCVs so I can get my build as optimized as possible. It's not the most important thing, but really, there's not much more to do, so why not be a perfectionist like Maru? Or Life, or Maru. So basic build, 10 depot. It's going to start off a little slow. So let's talk about the players in this match. Over here in the top middle, we have confirmed GM Livibee. And over here in the bottom right, we have the handsome Terran Jakamakala, which is my in-game handle. So 12 racks on the ramp to wall off. And this is the part where you randomly guess where she spawns. Seeing as I'm at the 5 o'clock position, she can either spawn at the 9 o'clock or the 12 o'clock, or I guess you can kind of call it 12:30. So basic build, 12 racks, 12 gas, super standard, nothing unusual. The SCV stacking looks about 90% optimal. I guess that one on the left could be on this patch over here, but big fucking deal. So as soon as the refinery finishes, start popping SCVs in there in such a manner that there's no delay. You want to get that 50 gas as soon as possible. Every second is a drone you might be able to, snipe. It's nice. It annoys the hell out of the Zerg, and honestly, even one drone kill could put them on tilt. Now, your barracks finishes up. Start a Reaper. So I'm guessing correctly where her base is. 50-50 chance. Start a new orbital. And now I'm just watching my minerals rise up as I get ready to plant my low ground natural command center. Most people will put the depot before command center. I'm a little picky. I like putting command center first. It'll supply block you for like 5 seconds. On the other hand, your command center will finish a little bit faster, which means your orbital finishes faster, which I guess would kind of even it out. But what I like most is players who will try to sneak lings by. If your command center started earlier like this, your command center may be done by the time the links get to your SCV and try to harass it. So 18 supply, drop your second depot, make sure you have a second Reaper on the way, and at 19 supply, get ready to drop your factory. A little trick I like to do is, as you see my hotkey setup, I have on 3 an SCV there. I use that so I can pop back to my base and just have that SCV ready. So I see a pop back, factory right on top of the barracks. I'll start harassing drones. And you also want to try to identify if they're playing gas or not. So I see that her pool is not vibrating or wiggling at all, so I assume she's going gasless. Also, I played Livibee a bunch of times, so she always goes gasless. Because, she's really good. Now, the next trick to beating Livibee is just to keep harassing her, because she's really good at floating money, as you can see in the top right. Keep harassing, so the queen is out, so I gotta be a little bit more careful. But this is Catalina, so you have a bunch of ways to enter her base. Now, your next 400 minerals are up. Throw down your next command center. This one's actually rather early, 450. Nice. Keep dropping your mules. Now in your barracks, you want to drop that reactor as soon as possible. I actually fuck it up a little bit and drop it a little late. So I decided this game to go for an odd number of Hellions. Now start your next orbital as soon as money allows. It should be about now. Better do it with your hotkeys. So just harass her some more, attack that queen, kite some link, attack the queen some more, just soften it up a little bit, just annoys her. Okay, so the reactor's about to finish, get ready to switch. Now you know that she doesn't open link speed, that means you can kind of camp at her third base location so she can't take it as soon as possible because she's Livibee. Now let's drop your factory on your reactor, lift up your barracks and make a tech lab so you can start your stim upgrades. Drop another meal at your natural. Once your main has 16 SCVs, you want to re-rally to your natural. Around 31 supply, drop your next depot so you don't get supply blocked. And then start just camping at the third base location. Her third base is already a little bit late, and you can just cause her a little bit of a headache here, forcing her to bring queens off and not putting, creep where they want to. She actually did a good job pulling the drone back there because she's confirmed GM Livibee, so you can only expect as much. So, once it becomes clear, she can push you back, move away, start your next orbital as soon as the third command center is done. Now, something I like to do is I like to throw my barracks next to my factory as the Hellions are being built, so that as soon as the factory is done making Hellions, there's no dead time for the reactor. You can switch with the racks and have 100% full efficiency, just build optimization. Now it's around 7 minutes, you want to drop 2 E-bays. I like to drop them at my wall. Some people will give you arguments not to. I completely understand it. I just like to do it because you wall faster. So she has 4 queens there, so it's time to back off and try a different angle of attack. So the factory is done making Hellions, and this barracks is about to finish up. So now that the 2 E-bays are down, drop 2 refineries. This happens around 7:20, as you can see. And have your Reaper Hellion just be on the lookout for creep tumors to snipe. 7:30, drop your next racks. It's actually a little clumsy here, and I lost a Reaper. So move your racks over the reactor. See that? No dead time. Now as 8 minutes approaches, you're going to get ready to drop your next refinery, and you also want to start your upgrades on your engineering base. So just start harassing the hatchery, brings the queens back over him, he's not dropping tumors, go look for tumors, and out of your barracks just keep producing bio, and saturate your gases at your natural. Now, money's permitting, make a starport on the reactor that your factory made at 8:20. This allows you to do the 10:30 timing attack and drop the rest of your barracks for a grand total of 5. So her creep is starting to expand a little bit, so you want to start pushing that back if you can. You don't have to use any scans, you have to prevent it from going up further. Make sure your wall is closed so that they can't do gimmicky fucking ling run bys like goddamn diamond level players who claim that the GM like to do. So your racks are finishing up, start adding reactors to them. You want to get as many Marines as possible for this attack. Keep making depots so you don't get supply blocked like I'm about to. Oh good, I dropped a depot. I'm so fucking Gosu. Everything's going along normally, just making bio. So I have complete map control, so I feel comfortable dropping my 3rd CC a little bit early, around 9 minutes instead of 9:30 to 10:30. So start 2 medevacs and get ready for your 10:30 push. Just keep pumping up bio. Get the armory started around 9:40 so you can get the +2/+2 on the way. And as your barracks finish up, add the appropriate add-ons.
Add-on complete.
So usually you want to attack their 4th base, which in this map would be here, but I have a better shot going straight for her 3rd base and treating it like her 4th, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, in order to keep Zerg from getting out of control with annoying units like mass banelings, that gets you in the goat dilemma, as you've seen on the picture of my guide, or mass mutalisk, you want to just keep pressuring Zerg to they're forced to not only spend their gas and banelings to defend, but also replace banelings that are used, and so they can't just amass mutas. So the creep's out a little bit, but usually this attack, the Zerg can't really just attack it up front, so push on the creep a little bit. If you see there's not anything right at the edge, feel free to scan and push the creep back like this. So she has some slow banes, you can kite this even on creep, or you can just load up, like that. So some of her banes are just wasted on, just 2 Marines synchro head. Big fucking deal. Now since 1-1 is done, you're going to want to start 2-2 as soon as possible, Jakamakala. Holy shit. Also defensive bunker at your 3rd base is always a good idea. So gather up your units and prepare to parade push. Wouldn't mind start making these pushes a lot stronger. So just posture at the edge of creep, start adding your 6th and 7th Raxes, and possibly your factory as well. Start producing Marauders out of the Tech Lab barracks. They make your micro a lot easier, as Livibee will start to waste Banes on Marauders because she's confirmed GM. So the splits were decent there, the Banes are used up, and I know as a Zerg play at this point in the game, these Banelings are almost all the gases she's got, so start pushing. So now it's just queens, valuable queens. Push the creep back once again, since the coast is clear. Keep producing. This is where it gets fun. This is the part where you just continually pressure, and all they can do is defend. As long as you micro appropriately, eventually it will break. So there's some damage being done here. 9 drones have been killed so far, which is nice. So money's getting a little bit higher here. It's time to add that factory. It's a good catch on the Morphin Banes there, I'll admit.
Your forces are under attack.
Moving the creep tumor, pushing forward. Let's look at the production tab. She has to make Banes to defend. If she's making it, and she's actually low on minerals. I believe she made an early spire. She can't even afford to make mutas. Not even because shortage of gas, but because shortage of minerals. Because I'm just constantly pushing her. Now every time you push, these Marauders in front are your walls. You bring your bio forward, and as soon as they start charging the Banes, you move the Marines back, and you start just cutting into portions like that for splits. This is actually quite a few Lings and Banes. This is where the Widowmines start coming in handy. So split, split. So she's actually pushing back a little bit here, so we're going to regroup for a second, but never give your opponent more than, say, 45 seconds of breathing room. As soon as you have another squad of units go out and attack, you can see that the supply is actually much closer, so the situation is actually, like, looks deceivingly bad, but it's actually quite even, and maybe a little bit in my favor. So, as soon as your +2/+2 finishes, as it did here, start your +3. This is what will give you the advantage as the parade goes on. So good baneling hits, decent splits, a lot of Marines are safe. Push the creep back some more, since Libibee's being so persistent about putting creep back. Now start cutting your Marines back into Libibee's Banes. There you go, you're fine. Now she's making some more mutalisk. Keep pushing. Nice Bane, nice Widowmine hit. So Libibee's against the ropes here. Now this is the important part, let's look at that closely. What did I just drop here? This is the magical Manor Mule. What does this do? This gets Livibee to ban you in her chat after you come to her chat after the game. So make sure to drop a Manor Mule at least once in the game. So let's look at that again. See, I'm pushing. I see that I've put her in a tough spot. Bunch of Banings die. Drop the Manor Mule. Just keep forcing her to waste Banes. So if we look at the Workers tab, she only has 66 drones. It's 15 minutes into the game. I have a 3-base economy, but she sort of wants at least 80 drones at this point. So just keep trading Marines for Banes. These are good trades. Banes are very expensive units for the supplies. Keep splitting. Look how many Banes she's wasting. It's nice. She can't even have that many units to clean up my attacks. So the creep hasn't come back at all. So we're able to still push. A couple more Zerglings come, so burrow the Widowmines. This will zone out the Zerglings a little bit. Top of that, the Overseer's dead. That Widowmine hit. That was a fucking traitor there. Stupid Widowmine. Just keep producing. So around this point, you're gonna start looking to make a fourth command center. So that Thor is stuck, and that pissed me off. Or I get it out of there. Here we go. Want those Thors. Okay, so she has a teeny bit of breathing room here. I felt really uneasy about this, but then I was like, nope, time to push again. And even though, once again, it looked really kind of good for her, the supplies, as you can see, are in my favor. And she's not even, floating that much money. She's, Livibee's famous for floating 2k no matter what matchup she plays. This matchup, she's not even floating that much, and I'm still giving her a hard time. There you go. Kite the Marines back behind the tanky units like the Thors and Marauders. And then whichever Marines the Banelings are approaching the fastest, just box them, move them back. Here we go. These are all the Banes off creep. Just keep splitting the Marines in such a way that makes the Banes be wasted the most. So while it looks like she did a great job holding off this push, that was costly in terms of gas, and I just traded minerals. It's a good thing we have this defensive bunker here, don't we? Notice how I didn't even make those many turrets in my base. I don't need them. Why? Because she's not able to attack me because the pressure's always on her, and even if she did attack me, she would attack me with, what, 6 mutas? She can't make that many because I keep trading them out, forcing her to make Banes. Let's look at the units tab. 12 mutas, 14 Banes. She needs to make more Banes. She wants to live against the constant Marine Marauder production. +3 is about to finish. This is great. I actually didn't get +3 armor. I was a little strapped for cash here. But if you had to choose between one or the other, go for +3 attack. Armor doesn't matter that much against Banelings. The two hit your shit, whether you have, +3 or +2. Or even +15. Well, you get +15, then fuck you, shut up. Anyway, so Banelings, once again being traded out for Marauders, Marines, and there's still enough Marines left over to push the Mutalisk back. She's forced to retreat. This is not good for her. Thor shows up, major damage on the Mutalisk. Look at those Marauders just soaking up damage like a sponge. So this is probably the best fight she's gonna get all game. But don't worry, we'll turn this around. The production here got a little bit sloppy. So let this be an example. Don't fuck up with your production, keep it coming. Medevacs, Thors, Marines, Marauders, and fuck those changelings. So the 4th CC should be done real soon. You're going to want to put that in place. So let's change this to the everything map. She's still on 4 bases. I'm not completely sure whether she was on 4 or 5 bases, but I guess she was on 4 because of all the pressure I've been putting on. But in the worst case scenario, you can load up a drop and bring it over here. This is obvious. This is the real obvious 5th base location. All this pressure, she couldn't get her Muto count up, she couldn't get her Bane count up. Hell, she couldn't even get her creep out that far. Her economy is still scheisse. So once again, take your Marines, split them back. She takes a horrible engagement here. Look at the Widowmine shots. Boom. We got banelings not killing that many Marines. The Marines are still alive and push the mutalisk back. And all of a sudden, the momentum is way back in my favor again. What CC is landed. Start moving SCVs over there. Your economy's looking great. You still have the same economy. Her economy's starting to dry out a little bit. So the creeps pushed back up forward again, being annoying. Libibee's being annoying as fuck. But don't worry, I know to beat Livibee. Just keep up what you're doing before. Push forward with Marines. See the banelings. Move back behind the Marauders. Spread out. This is on creep, boys, by the way. We're still doing alright. We got Widowmines in good positions. Okay, that was a traitor mine. That was a great mine. Killed a fuckload of links. How many kills did this guy get? 14 kills. Nice! So planetary, this position is pretty hard to break now. I now have a scan. Push the creep tumors back. Push creep tumors back. It looks like she finally started to dry up from this parade push. My parade push is still going strong, and she's starting to get poor. Her supply's low. She's pushing with what ground arms she has left, and she just can't do it. Especially with that Thor anchoring there. Her mutalisk count is just sad. The rest of these Banes gonna die. And as cheap as it may sound, banelings are not expendable like Zerglings are. So I still have this backup line of bio. I'm able to push in. And I see that she has no Banes. I see she's morphing Banes here. And of course, in classic Livibee fashion, when she's starting to lose, instead of making more banelings to survive, she starts investing in cash hosts, which are terrible versus bio against any competent player who's completely prey pushing. So down goes the 4th base. I'm already in a commanding position here. I decided to take out the other base and reduce her down to 2. So things get a little sloppy here. The Thor dies out, and I should be clearing all the creep around here, which I do right there. So let's see what kind of vision she has. She actually has surprisingly good vision. Let's go back to my view. So this Thor right here, I see he's in trouble, but it's okay. Sexy Medivac's here to save him. Whoop! See? He's saved. So she's trying to make another hatchery on the left side. I say, no, that's not happening. I go and take that out. Now I want you to look at Livibee's money. I want you to look at that hatchery in the top left. See that red square disappear? She's bad at canceling because she's too busy boxing her fucking workers with spam. Heh! So locusts aren't that great for Zabal. You can kind of mow them down pretty fast in these kinds of numbers. And I know her swarmers are quite close by based on the locust timer. So she's forced to run away. Now, here's the most important part of the game. After you beat Livibee and get on top of her swarm host, you need to press enter, and on your keyboard, you press those 2 keys, E and Z. So, the banelings are gone, all of naked swarm hosts, locusts are dying real fast. Say easy right here. Easy! And she leaves, and look, you've won. Great parade push. This is how you be a confirmed GM. Make sure you drop the mana meal here. Make sure you keep the parade going, and make sure you keep up with your micro. Take your Marines, pull them back behind your Marauders, and then generally what you want to do is you want to look at the shape that your Marines are running, and you kind of want to cut that into thirds, into a concave, and then cut that concave to smaller and smaller bits based on where the banelings are going. That's generally how I do it. The Marines will more often not kind of look like a rectangle or a square. So like, let's say this is a square. I kind of just like cut this part, and I'll click over here. And I'll cut this part, and I'll click over here, and then you kind of have this line, and then the banelings will be coming in. I kind of just take other parts, move them back, other parts, move them back. Let's see if we can find an example. What the fuck?
Your forces are under attack.
So this is actually a good part right here. So fuck the changelings, stupid Livibee changelings. She's pushing back. I take the Marines, I stem them back, and you see the Banes pushing the right side. I box those Marines and I move them back. The banelings then got very minimal hits. And as this push comes in, I control click the Marines, spread them out. See that? Spread them out side to side, making that sort of concave, just minimizing surface area. And there's another fight where I do it again. So let's find that. It's kind of the breaking point in the game where it happens. It's not here. Although this is, micro's still decent here.
This better be good.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
So you see, I just keep moving them back as the bangs get closer, closer. Now these bangs aren't getting great hits. Just moving the rings back, have the Thor's Mirage sponge up. So in order to beat confirmed GM Zergs, make sure you hit your infrastructure timings. Make sure your 1030 attack is on point to force them to stop joining. Start your parade push and micro really well. And remember, if it's confirmed GM Livibee, it's important that you say easy and you drop a mana meal or 4 at some point in the game. It's also good if you can manage to dance your units. All of this stuff will help you win better. Also, box your workers a shitload. Great! I hope this video has helped. Good luck, have fun.